5 tiers of Warhammer Terrain, plus maybe a little bonus one. So what are we waiting for? Let's go. Now it is worth noting as well, when you are buying any plastic terrain pieces, they are very expensive. So don't feel pressured into buying everything all at once. Take your time, build up your collection slowly, the same as you would with your armies. Like any new miniature collector, you may not start with any terrain, but you still want to play games. Well, thankfully, the Warhammer boxes, your army boxes, they can still be used as terrain, as well as like things like paint cans. Anything that you've got, glasses, cups, just boxes in general. Things that give you height, give you depth, give you an idea of a building, spaces, places for your soldiers to go on. Don't think that you can't do these games because you don't have perfectly painted terrain. These things come in time. So make good use of things that you have and save yourself a little bit of money in the meantime. So tier number 2, and we're really moving into it now, we have unpainted plastic terrain. Now, you can also get MDF terrain. It doesn't have to be plastic. There are various methods to be able to recreate cityscapes, urban terrain. There's various pieces out there in the world that exist that you can use. And something like this, they give you a realistic scope. And with things like plastic, is you have indentations in the molding and certain details that you might want to bring out and make look, well, even better. Or the Ultimate Warhammer starter set, that has all the terrain you need for a really nice game of Combat Patrol. And when you move up to full-size games, there's still enough there to be able to scatter about to, well, fill your board. The next tier of terrain. And it's not a huge step up. All this is base coating your terrain. Now, the joys is with anything like this, whether it's plastic, whether it's MDF, it doesn't overly matter too much. And now is your time when you can actually pick the colours that you want these to be. You have Mechanicus Standard Grey. Well, that's what this colour is. It gives you a concrete base in which that you can improve over in time. This has had some light dry brushing on it, but if you look across to, say, this side, that's had no dry brushing. Just a flat grey to it. Really, really simple, easy. You paint it up. It's going to have natural depth and shadows in the plastic terrain just because of the moulding process. So you're always going to have something that stands out, looks good on a board, regardless of what other details that you put into it. To get on to tier 4 is really, really simplistic. It is dry brushing. Now, you can see here, we've literally spent a very short amount of time going over with a large dry brush, the kind that you use on tanks and large miniatures. And we've just basically gone to town with, in this case, Dawnstone over Standard Mechanicus Grey. We've not tried to put in any shading or anything like that. We're just letting the natural highlights do their job and letting the piece of terrain naturally having these features. As you can see in the light there, it creates its own shading. It's a 3-dimensional piece. So don't worry too much about shading just yet. This is just to get your miniatures popping off the battlefield, get your terrain looking like it's more realistic and more immersive. Now, there's a stage that is realistically tier 2. However, you put no effort into it, and yet it looks like tier 5 terrain. So what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about painted MDF terrain. This is MDF terrain. This in particular came from the Kill Team starter box. Really, really good terrain for the price, and the actual detail to it is not only fantastic. This terrain and this terrain are the same sort of designs and styles. It's all here for you to reverse engineer. And putting these on a tabletop, I kid you not, these look fantastic. Whether it's Kill Team, whether it's a full game, what I tend to find is I have a lot of terrain through Kill Team Hivestorm box, which is all this terrain that you see there. The starter Kill Team set, along with the Ultimate 40k starter set, all of that terrain is enough to fully fill out a 2000 point, 48 inch by 30 inch board. These pieces of terrain really are awesome. I think the kit is about 67 quid. That includes 2 Kill Teams as well. All the terrain, loads of like markers and stuff for an entirely different game system. But if you want to get into 40k, Kill Teams are a really good option as well. Plus you get to play about with different miniatures. But that terrain set, awesome. Finally, tier 5. And what are we looking at? It's things like that. Now, in terms of how far you go with these, the world is literally your oyster. But you can see the sheer amount of detail in there, from all the wiring to all of like these little vents. Now, not all of these are done perfectly, but certainly it's had a fair bit of time spent onto it. These pieces of terrain are so detailed that you can treat this as you would a showcase miniature. You can spend hours and hours and hours making the details absolutely perfect, knowing that the results at the end of it are so worth it. You put this on a table and it's hard not to be immersed. However, it's very time consuming, and a lot of us, if we're working 9 to 5, we don't have a great deal of spare time. So don't feel ashamed if you don't have such high detail on your terrain. Even that with just a dry brush and a few contrast paints, so the doors are done in contrast, the top section is done in contrast and then dry brushed again. You know, it's all simplistic, but you see it on the board and it looks fantastic. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. Make sure you've still enjoyed the process. That's the most important thing more than anything else. But in terms of paint terrain, yeah. When you get plastic stuff from GW, for instance, there's a lot of detail. Even with the Kill Team stuff, you can get things like these with the equipment pack, and just that little board is a lot of fun hobby stuff. You've got various bits that you can do in brass, steel, you can add rust to it as if they've been old and worn and tired. You've got... The world is your oyster. I mean, there's so much bits of kit and terrain, but there's some certain special pieces as well. Now, I would like to show you all the Tyrannid stuff. This is from the Typhon set. And so we're used to cityscape terrain, but something like this, that takes your board to a whole new level. Now, again, we are talking about expenses. This came in the Kill Team box set that was about, I think about £100. I got it at a local independent, so it saved me a little bit of money. But the terrain itself, I think you can now get separately. It's still quite a bit of money, I can't lie to you, but you look at the detail in there and what you can bring out. None of these took a great deal of time. All of these were contrasts followed by dry brushes. And you place these on a board, not only do you now have so much terrain that you're filling your board up, but you're now starting to create themes. And thematic games, I think, matter more than anything else. Don't get me wrong, there's plenty of tournament lists and you'll just see a swamp of brown MDF terrain. Fine, it does the job. But when you can create things like this, that is like the game that you've wanted to play. That's, to me, this stuff shouts out like Space Marine 2. Like, I want to play games with this on the board because they all look so cool. They literally immerse you in this world. And we do have other various bits that you can scatter around your board. Things like, you know, ammunition boxes, equipment boxes, broken up walls. All of this is such cool stuff. But yeah, we've got all sorts. And you can play about with so many techniques that you learn through various channels, be it my own or others. Such as, you know, painting up concrete, painting up different stones, working on things like oxidization. I mean, you've got lots of old copper pieces in all of these. You can get cool like effects like that. This, again, Kill Team equipment stuff. If you want to look for anything like that, Kill Team equipment for grenades, radios, ammo boxes, all these cool pieces of terrain that you can get. And you've got Kill Team Volcus, which is the big buildings, like I said. You've got the Warhammer starter set, which is things like your MDF terrain. Highly recommend it for the price of it, and you get 2 kill teams, and it's a full game system. That is a bargain of a box. The Warhammer Ultimate starter set, we are going into 11th edition soon, so I do recommend maybe picking one of these up if you haven't got into Warhammer and you don't have your terrain sets yet. You get this with, I think it's 8 wall sections with corner sections to them. It's really, really cool. Again, this stuff is really nice. The detail is on the inside as well. It's not just all external. So yeah, play about with terrain. Make your games more immersive, make your games more fun, and enjoy the process of painting them as well. The one thing I'll take away is that painting this took a lot of hours, and the end results look really, really cool. So if you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos like this with cool terrain, cool miniatures, nicely painted things, we have our March miniature update right here. See a showcase of some really cool miniatures. And please do subscribe, like, leave a comment. It helps the channel to grow. And if you want to help the channel grow further, we also have a Patreon where we have exclusive how-tos, live Q&As, live tutorials, and we also get you a free automatic entry in addition for the monthly giveaways too. So if you want to join the awesome Patreons like people just here, then please head over to Patreon at David Rogers Minis and be a nice supporter as well. It'd be highly appreciated. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have all really enjoyed this video. It's been a lot of fun to bring together over the months and year and a half or so of painting some of these pieces of terrain. So thank you all for watching. Take care for now, and I'll see you all in the next video.